participation event now. We're going to have some synchronised heckling, just to get it out of the way. Very simple, straightforward. I'm going to say hi, you're going to shout fuck off back. Hi! That was rubbish. We can do better. I want to feel more hatred.
You won't like me.
Imagine that we're all stuck in a very sweaty, crowded bus, and I've just got on the bus behind you, whacked my phone out, on speakerphone, and I'm having a very loud conversation with my grandmother about her sex life. I think we can agree we can ramp it up a bit. Let's try one more time. Hi! Yes! That's what I'm talking about. I've discussed it myself. I should say that I would not ever have that conversation with my grandmother on speakerphone, maybe because she's dead. Yeah, I have told jokes on stage once before, at the tender age of 7 years old. You say that now? I can't remember what it was. Oh no, I can't. It was Shrewsbury Flower Show, and I was on stage with Rockbacks. Anyone remember Rockbacks? Yeah. Anybody not remember Rockbacks? Yeah. Right, we found the youth. Excellent. So, Rockbacks was, she was a TV character, she was a big green witch, and she was on a show called the All-Live Pink Windmill Show. Now, as a little travel tip, if you're ever in Amsterdam and you see All-Live Pink Windmill Show advertised on a window, not the nostalgic trip down memory lane you think it would be. But anyway, for those of you who aren't familiar, Rockbacks was essentially like Kim Kardashian of the 80s, right? She was an evil witch, she had a big arse, and she was astonishingly a lot more popular once her sex tape released. Which is very difficult to get on VHS. But anyway, she was dragging some kids on stage to sell jokes. I got up there, and I told the best joke that I knew at the time. Why do squirrels swim on their back? See, most yes, to keep my nose dry. Allow me to demonstrate. Forwards, wet nuts. Upwards, dry nuts. And if it's particularly warm that day, it'll be dry roasted nuts. But anyway, I thought this joke killed, right? I was like, yeah, this is awesome. Rockbacks, not so much of a fan. And I can only assume that because you have this mental image in a sort of back, in the back of her mind of like Squirrel Nutkin and all his friends just floating down the river, bone dry ball bags out on display. Which could be quite horrific. Or it could just be, and this is why I really think it was, that she just didn't appreciate my comedic talent. Yeah, exactly. 7 years old. But anyway, she turned to me, I could feel the disappointment through the green face paint. And she turned around and she said, "Your mother must be really proud of you." Brutal, right? Now, I've never bothered to ask if my mother was proud of me or not. But what I can tell you is this, is that every single birthday, every year, my mother has bought me one of these squirrels wearing a little pair of Speedos. Now I'm 47, so that's 40 years of squirrels in Speedos, right? I've got a squirrel army now. I've got them all up in the spare room. Essentially when I walk in there, it's like walking into a tiny furry gay sauna. It's just horrific, it really is. But on a semi-related note, I once accidentally walked into an orgy at work. True story. And just to explain, this was like at a nightclub where I used to DJ. Yes, I'm a DJ. And it's not glamorous. All it is me pressing play roughly every 4 minutes. And the rest of the time just standing around like, what else? But anyway, walked in. And if you ever watched a classic Western movie where the guy walks in through the saloon doors, he sort of strides in, and everyone stops what they're doing, looking at you, music stops playing, cat on the bars, just like, what's going on here? It was kind of like that, but if you imagine it with just more bits of people in other people, that was the kind of vibe we were going for. Horrific, honestly. And it was a bit of a sort of Mexican standoff situation. where it was the only difference being that I was the only person who wasn't pointing their pistol at somebody. And yeah, and it was kind of like just getting really, really awkward. And then somebody said the words that my teenage self would have absolutely loved to hear at that point, which was, "Would you like to come and join us?" Or at least I think that's what they were saying. Well, it actually sounded more like, I think we can all agree that if there's a moral to be taken from that story, it's never speak with your mouth full. But in the end, I just had to start out a little, as you will. And that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. You all have been awesome. Thank you very much.